In this video, I'm going to test out all of these zero torque putters to find out which one's the best in the world.
We're back at Custom Golf Works, and I've grabbed Johnny, our token chopper, to experience all 5 zero torque putters. Let's find out which zero torque putter is the best of the lot.
Cool, right, Johnny, so we've got the L.A.B Golf DF3 up first. I think the staple of zero torque putters. This is obviously coming at a premium price tag. Mid 400s before custom fitting, above 500s for custom fitting, which is of course kind of a necessity for something like this.
What we would recommend.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think of this putter? I know I've talked about it from previous videos, but for someone who doesn't currently game a L.A.B, I will say currently doesn't game a L.A.B. What do you think of the DF3 in
So I mean, a lot of people say that it's like a very unconventional looking design. I think, to be fair, we should have kind of got used to it by now.
Yeah.
Like, the DF3 is obviously the newer version of the 2.1, which has been around for quite a long time. So it does look different to your standard blade or perhaps a slightly different mallet, but it doesn't take a long time to get used to, I would say.
No, I mean, we're going to have a look at how stable it actually is here in this putting green at Custom Golf Works. We've got Captor with us as well. We're going to hit about 5 putts with each putter, as you can see. We have 5 putters to choose from today, with the L.A.B first. Give it a hit. Let's see how it feels, how it looks, how it performs, with also the data as well. Good stroke. Oh, so some good numbers there overall with face twist of 39. We've been seeing with Captor, I think anything under, honestly, I think like 60 or 50 is pretty good. Are you someone who is kind of likes using this kind of zero torque, low torque features? So
I've used a couple of them now, but only for kind of brief periods of time. I will say this has been my favorite so far in terms of feel, appearance, and kind of performance as well, obviously being the most important aspect. But it just feels so stable throughout the stroke, which is massive for me. I tend to come slightly out to in.
Okay.
And I just feel when I take this back, I've got much more control of trying to keep it as square as possible, basically.
Yeah, nice. Go zone. Yeah,
I mean, that just feels
at 20.
Yeah.
And look, I can see that. It's not moving.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
I think we're going to find this one hard to beat with all these testing here. I think this one's like right at the top of the kind of spectrum of zero torque. Face isn't twisting, face isn't moving. I think we're going to go from putter to putter and we'll see some differences here. What about the firmness of that putter? Because I said in the square to square comparison that it is quite firm with the face. We're approaching Scotty levels.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. I don't actually dislike that at all.
No,
it's a feeling that I've gotten quite used to over time, and it's one that I quite like as well. Another thing that I do particularly like about this is that distance control I found to be quite easy to get. Obviously, we're only putting from maybe 9 or 10 feet today, but having used this outside with you before, from kind of this range, it feels kind of semi-automatic. From even closer, even more so. But even from distance, despite the fact that it's a large mallet head, I sometimes end up smashing putts with a large mallet head because you feel like you've got to really hit them rather than just kind of feeling your way down to the hole. And I have found previously with other models that have a slightly heavier head, large footprint, I just find myself smashing them past. And then I start going the other way because I'm scared, leaving them halfway. Whereas this...
It's easier?
It's because I think it's because it doesn't feel so heavy in the head.
Right.
It feels very well balanced.
Yeah.
So like, if you're a feel putter, that's really going to benefit you.
Right.
But let's hit a few more putts.
Yeah. Good stroke. Yeah. Goes on. Face twisting is good.
It just feels.
That face
it's definitely a confidence thing. And whether or not this is a placebo of loads of people talking about how great it is. Obviously, it's kind of becoming a more prominent model on tour. But every time I've used it, it's just felt automatic. It's just, and this isn't fitted for me. Obviously, this is fitted for you.
Yeah.
Even still.
It's a good point, actually. I saw a video of Club Champion did that, and I remember Mikey had a putter that wasn't fitted for him. It was a L.A.B. Just that face twisting was like so much better than anything else. And you're thinking, wow, if that's not twisting, when it's fit for you, these numbers will be even better.
I think what I like most about it is that on take back, it just feels so smooth and solid, Like I have a bit of a tendency, I've got slightly jittery hands. If I'm using a blade, for example, I feel like when I take it back, I'm a bit all over the place. And my eye inevitably drifts towards the blade rather than the ball, and then I can get in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, big trouble. Okay. Roll. Face change slightly there,
Yeah.
but still the face twisting is really good. One more, finish it off.
That didn't feel like as good of a putt.
No,
to
I'll be honest, that looked like you decelerated a little bit. Yeah, good stroke. Good stroke. Face twisting and match. That was slightly different there. It was -15. So rather than actually twisting, twisted the other way that time slightly, but still very,
it's
beyond
minimal, isn't it?
And you see a face change it.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to test obviously, a
Yeah.
couple of putters in this video. The DF3 is going to be very hard to beat for me.
Those numbers of face change are all in the green, apart from your bad one, which is not even in the red.
And I mean, even the bad one. Granted, you're not expecting to miss by a large distance from here on a kind of flat putting surface, but it was pretty marginal, weren't they? Even the misses.
Yeah. Let's head over now to the PXG Allan.
Okay.
And I feel like that one deserves a little bit of service.
And that is one I have actually been gaming for a while, so it'll be interesting to see how the two compare.
Yeah, switch on over. So, Johnny, the PXG Allan, I believe you game this, don't you?
I do game this, yeah. I got custom fitted for this down at PXG's London South store a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And I've been gaming it ever since.
Yeah.
Similar in some respects to the DF3. Love it from like this range. Anything closer in feels automatic. But as previously mentioned when we talked about the L.A.B, distance control does come a cropper a little bit times, and I think it's because of the weight.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's quite a chunky head, and it is also quite weighty.
It's zero torque in a different way. Like
Yeah.
If you think about these, as you can see, toe-up putters, I can feel like this one twists like zero torque. That one, you see that?
Yeah.
That doesn't do the same.
It does return to the same point.
It does return to the same point, but in terms of I think that is being marketed as a slightly different type of. They generate zero torque in a different way.
Yeah.
The L.A.B and the PXG. Basically.
And as you can see from here, so the hosel, this doesn't go into the centre of the club like the DF3. It goes
Slightly
in and it's got a slight kind of S-bend at the end.
Yeah.
So from address, it does look like it goes into the centre, but obviously that's a bit of a illusion.
Yes.
But in terms of looks, from the top, I actually really, really like this.
Okay.
Absolutely smash that.
There's one stat that I see here.
Yeah.
Face
Talk to me.
twist at 95.
Really? That is considerably more than it was for the
Considerably
DF3.
more. If you've got a centre shafted putter, that the face twists, and twists either way for whatever your stroke's going to do, you need it to stay square, otherwise you're going to push and pull putts with straight back, straight through. If you've got a putter that opens up more, you benefit from that because you can open it up and it's going to then go back to the target square. If that's built to be square, whereas if we're getting the face twisting at high at 95, face change at 1.9 as well, we're seeing some different things. I don't think that's bad, but I just don't think it's as stable. Stroke.
That's a better putt.
Yeah, better face twist though, that's a 7.
It's a 7.
7, yeah.
Wow, that is good.
Face change okay as well. But I tell you what, those numbers just aren't consistent between the two there. So we may all have the
a
first
few
one
more.
anomaly. Yeah. Stable. 45.
And holes. Okay,
Yeah,
so that's getting down closer
Yeah,
towards.
Yeah, not too bad. And face change at 1.1. It's okay. What does it feel like off the face? Is it firmer?
It's different. It is. I think it is slightly firmer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a huge amount in it personally, but I would say the DF3 is slightly softer. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
That was not a very good putt.
Face twist okay, but that face change is
A lot on the way back. Yeah.
Wobbly. Not as stable. 2.4. Your worst I've seen so far.
I could feel that
Yeah.
just on take back.
Wobbly.
Pull.
And face twist 12, just pull. Yeah, just the arc pull. I mean, I'd probably target that one as someone who doesn't have a straight back, straight through stroke, so you can twist it a bit more and actually leave the face open. I don't know if that's me just being silly, but that looks like, as it's not as stable. There we go.
Okay, that was missing.
33, but look, those numbers are kind of all over the place compared to the
Yeah.
L.A.B. L.A.B's so much more consistent. And so I don't think it's a bad putter, but I think for someone who wants a straight back, straight through putting stroke, L.A.B's better.
And I think if you're going to invest upwards of £400 in a low torque putter,
Yeah.
I would probably lean towards
L.A.B.
the DF3. And also you do have more customizable options. It should be mentioned that you can change the weights on the sole of the PXG,
Yeah,
so there
exactly
is
that.
a certain degree of customization, but the L.A.B it's more extensive.
No, I completely agree. I mean, I'm just quickly looking at the overall face twisting there.
Yeah.
It's not that far behind L.A.B technically. If we're looking at it, it's an average of 32. But the problem I'm seeing here is that, yes, maybe those numbers...
There's a high range of inconsistency.
It's minus and plus. So
Yeah,
we're looking
yeah.
at the face twisting. Yours with the L.A.B was consistently in the plus. You've got plus, minus, plus, minus, minus, plus.
Yeah, that's pretty
Which is
wild.
pretty poor. If we're looking at the phase change, although again there's all green numbers. So your phase change isn't bad. It's at like 1.3 to 1.4 on an average. Your last one was the best of the lot at minus 0.3. But again, the overall range is 0.3 to 2.4. That wasn't as much with the L.A.B.
Yeah.
So it's just not as stable as the L.A.B. But what I'm going to do now, let's change right over to the Odyssey Square to Square.
Yeah.
I think I'm the most interested for this one because we've got Odyssey watching, and they swear by this putter for the price.
Yeah.
I'm so intrigued to see what these numbers say.
Okay.
Give it a try.
Let's change it over.
Square to Square.
Yes.
The best name I'm going to say out of this video. I love the name. Square to Square rolls off the tongue. I found that when I've been holding 6 foot, I go square to square.
My favourite name is actually coming up. I won't spoil what it is, but it's another putter which I think is a really cool name.
Yeah, okay.
It's kind of less linked to what it does,
Sure.
but I just think it's
a bit
pretty
more
catchy.
robotic.
Yeah. So interesting, similar head design. We've seen this on a variety of Odyssey putters already, from the cruiser to the just standard length one. Very popular, popular on tour. And it's been put in a centre shafted, low torque build.
3.3 degrees of forward shaft lean
Yeah.
as well.
So first impressions, this is actually the first time I putted with this. It's very upright.
It's very upright.
So I just addressed it in my kind of normal position, normal length, and it looked like the toe is pointing right up in the sky, which for me...
Which we confirmed by the video as well.
Yeah, and we did a little close-up video, and that is true. And I had one putt with this actually, and I was delivering it very toe up.
Yeah.
So we've talked about how the DF3 and the Allan look a bit odd. This, for me, actually looks the most strange, purely because of the lie angle.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than PXG.
Yeah.
This is obviously not a robotic test. It's just me and my ugly fingers. A revealer would be better, but it's good that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I really like it now that I've got used to it.
Okay.
But it's definitely a little bit Marmitey, which I think is quite strange because I don't think the Jailbird, by its like flagship core model, is Marmitey at all.
No, it's very
It
popular.
just looks a bit weird.
I think it's purely because
think
of
it's the lie angle?
the lie angle, yeah.
Okay, we'll
Because
give it a hit.
it makes me feel like I need to stand up much straighter
Sure. Okay.
to get the putter to lie flat.
Bryson-esque. Just
Yeah, exactly.
arm lock, right.
Just need it like right up here, and then we're good to go.
Yeah, 49-inch putter.
But having said that, let's have a little putt.
Yeah,
with
if it
and
rolls
see,
well,
see how it rolls. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, this is a bargain. £249.
That is true.
Over half the price, under half the price
Yeah.
of custom fitted putters that are in this testing.
And the actual head design looks superb. I'm a massive fan of it. We've got the AI1 Smart.
It's also got a
AI1 insert as well.
curved sole. I don't know if you can see that. It's hard to see, but I was made alert by
Oh,
it. the other
yeah,
day.
it's slightly-
Yeah, which is supposed to really like improve that turf interaction,
Okay.
the overall stability
Well-
of it. Well.
Talk to me.
I don't want to yet.
Okay.
No, I'm
Well,
gonna,
you're gonna hit-
yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna hit a
I'm not
couple
gonna.
and
I'm not gonna let the subconscious mind of Big
Okay.
Jozza affect it.
So this interesting. So my first impressions on take back feels lighter than the Allan, and I'd say probably still even a touch lighter than the DF3.
I agree. I completely agree.
Which makes it feel slightly less stable, I
Yep.
will say.
Roll.
Same again. Just right edge.
The face change so far is good.
Is it?
I mean, it's staying about 1, but your dispersion's very good.
Okay.
The twisting is not.
Okay.
I noticed something in
That's
that
a bad
stroke. Did you
putt.
see that there? So I think the stability in that compared to the other two, I noticed your stroke differ.
Was it shaking around a bit?
And
Yeah.
so your face twisting has gone from 89
Yeah.
to -8 to high score 132.
Wow.
I saw it again. And then face change is now getting a little bit off. Arc's fine. Face twist at 92.
Yeah.
Better. Yeah, better there. Face twisting, but
But I mean, that's one made of 5. Was that?
yeah, one made of 5. The consistency with your face change is okay.
Yeah.
It's averaging. The face change is the averaging similar to L.A.B. You went from 0.4 to plus 0.4, which I don't really like, to minus 1.9. So you're kind of okay. The minus 1.9 I didn't like. That, fine. We can work with that. Odyssey, it's very good. The face twisting is the most we've seen so far.
Okay.
It went from minus 36 to 132, averaging out at 71. But that dispersion, that variance is wild. When we look back, and the guys put you on the screen now, the numbers for L.A.B. L.A.B was just face twisting every single time. Like this isn't a paid for video. I just got to say, no one's paying us for this video at all. We don't want this one to pay us for this video. This is completely neutral. And those numbers are staggering so far. Yeah. And in L.A.B's favour, I must say. But that being said, I think that putter can be very good for people. But it needs a tour fitting.
I was going to say,
not an American golf fitting by someone who's just passed uni and loves beer. Was me. You need someone who fits the likes of Xander Schauffele and stuff like that, because that can be a weapon. There's numbers here that are very good for it, but it's not the right one for you.
It's not the right one for me.
Let's go on to a brand new putter, a brand new kind of brand for Zero Talk. We're going on to Bettinardi. My Johnny's a grin on his face. He's as excited as I am for this one, because this is cool. This is really cool. Bettinardi, the antidote.
My favourite name.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Robotic. It's cool. There are two models in play. We've got the blade-like one, maybe more of a double wide, maybe a 1.5 wide, with a very small heel to toe length.
It is tiny.
It's a
compared
weird
to
one.
the others.
I imagine the weighting, the size of it, is to do with that Zero Torque. Planted right in the centre, unlike Allan. But they are promoting Zero Torque, low torque, of course.
It's quite good actually to have a blade in this mix to compare.
I agree. It's extremely toe up, as you can expect. Yeah, okay. I'd say that's rough and wow. Sorry. See how quickly that goes
Golf
back.
Magic's revealer.
Yeah. How does it look down at address with it being quite a small profile?
I mean, it's very different to the others, I have to say.
Yeah.
It's not quite as confidence-inspiring.
I get that.
But for people who like a blade, this is going to suit them down to the ground.
Sure.
As you previously mentioned, the heel to toe length is pretty dinky. Maybe. And we've got, strangely, rather than a kind of like alignment line on the front, you'll see we've got this like line that runs like parallel to the face. You do actually have one here as well. But it looks really cool. And obviously the kind of like grey finish, very nice.
Sure.
The sole, I love this, the classic kind of Bettinardi honeycomb milling.
It's probably
really
the best looking classical Zero Torque putter you're going to find, that one especially. It's
I agree.
429 English sterling, I believe, which is a decent price.
Yeah.
Not too sure about the custom fitting options behind Bettinardi, but give it a hit.
Okay. I'm intrigued to see how this performs, I have to say.
I really want it to work. Stroke.
Do I like what you're doing or do I not? I do like it. Interesting. It felt great.
That was really good. Good stroke.
Just tugged it a touch.
Oh, that's such a shame. That's a massive difference to the first one.
Really?
The first one was your best part of this entire video.
Okay.
The second one was the second worst part of this entire video. So that's some variance already.
Interesting, okay.
I'll tell you, so the first one, face twist of 4,
Yeah.
face angle of 0.
Oh, wow.
So nigh on Tiger Woods.
That's always nice to see.
Yeah. The second one was 126 face twist, but then face change was okay. So it was just that twisting that made you pull it.
I'll have to admit, I was expecting there to be more twisting purely because of the profile.
Yeah. Okay. I wish we had the bigger boy to test out with it, because I feel like that would be a little bit even more stable. But the truth stands, it's still Zero Torque.
Again, just pull this.
But look, I don't mind that. I really don't mind that. Numbers are still very good there. Just one anomaly so far. If you do the rest consistently, I could even put that down to just you being shit.
Bad putting stroke. That could
Pilot's
well be
not the
case.
aircraft. It's a really good. Johnny, this is.
Just pulling everything.
I'm a bit worried. I know you're missing it. You're pulling everything. So obviously we have to do some visual testing here as well. Is that you are missing it all, but.
So there's a theme occurring.
This is the putter for you. I'm saying this now. These numbers are incredible.
Really?
Apart from that face twist, yeah, the first one. So your face twisting, -4, 126. Then -9, -11, -12.
Okay.
Your face angle, minus 0.2, minus 0.1, minus 0.7, 1, and 0. That is an average.
So it's very, very consistent.
That's an average of 0.5 face change. If we took out the anomaly of 126, we're not going to, of course, but if we took out the anomaly of the face twisting, that would be an average of 9 of a face twist.
That's crazy low.
That's incredible. So
I'm intrigued because
hit one more.
Yeah, I was going to say, can I hit a few more? Because
you can hit a few
obviously,
more.
at the end of the day, if you're not holding putts, then
yeah,
it's not the right one for you. But those numbers are remarkably consistent. So I'm intrigued to see if we were to hit, say,
line it up.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to.
But
Yeah.
20. So face twist at 27, but that's positive 27. So a bit of a jump that time, but I imagine that jump has made it go in. Face angle at 1.
Still
It
just
looks like it's
tugging
turned, and then you counteract it.
I'm
Let's stop
just closing the face ever so
Yeah.
slightly, aren't I?
that. Interesting, because your face twist has then got to 49 there, which is the other way. So a few wacky readings on that one. Hit one more. Guys, let us know down in the comments what you think of that, the Bettinardi antidote. I think that's a really interesting putter.
Yeah.
I think that's rivaling the likes of PXG.
It's
I think
similar to the Link one.
very similar to Link.
Very
one.
similar
That's
to
a
the
good one.
L.A.B. Link one. Yeah.
Yeah. Last but not least, we're going to go with what the brand says to be the OG of these wacky zero torque putters, the Axis One. Let's find it. I don't know where I've put it. So, last but not least, as I said already, we've got the Axis One Shadow. It's very new for 2024, but the design, the overall, the aura, the lore. It's
been around for a while.
Been around for a while. and
Justin Rose famously used an Axis one for quite a long time.
Exactly that. And they said to me they are the founders of Zero Talk. I'm not going to contest it against a brand because I feel like they all have people they know that can kill me. So, sure you are. but the design speaks for itself. You can see it's got inklings of Allan with the way in which the shaft is attached to the neck.
Yeah. I have to say, of all of the head designs, this is my favourite.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. It's quite a conventional shape.
Yeah.
Simple, black and white, nice
Oh, yeah.
bit of contrast. Axis one, sole, very simple,
It's
really effective.
Really nice putter, about
Yeah.
400 quid or so as well. So it's around that price tag. You can get it custom fitted for you too, although it's not something they particularly push for.
That felt way off the toe.
Good roll.
Good roll, bad stroke. Okay.
All these numbers are making me realise just how good L.A.B is.
Yeah.
I must say.
Yeah.
Like, that looked better. That looked a lot better. Okay, so maybe we'll put the first one down as a mulligan because those numbers are good there. The first one's face twist was 240.
Well, I mean, I think it's still worth including that because it was the same stroke, but we did include the kind of on the antidote. We included the top one.
100%. I mean,
but I think to be fair, the first putt there was just a bad putt from me. I will take some blame for that.
But where'd it go?
But it went in the hole.
But it went in the hole.
It went in the hole. So if you're out on the course, you'd be like, great putt.
Yeah,
partner.
exactly. Looking at captain being like.
I don't think that was. I mean, that went in. That just rolled over the ball. But I don't think that was a great stroke either.
No. That one.
But I mean,
looks
that
good.
is kind of testament to the forgiveness on offer from this putter
Yeah.
because I've had 2 bad strokes with it, and I think they're
made
quite
all-
bad. Well,
you've made all
TBC
4.
on the data, but they're all going in.
Yeah.
Whereas previously with the antidote, as you saw, the figures were great, but I missed everything left. So
That putter is not. It doesn't have to be for someone with a straight back, straight through stroke. You see with Odyssey Square to Square, that one.
it
doesn't
also
need to
makes
be.
complete sense why my bad putts with this, with the face set half an inch back, are going in, whereas the antidote straight into the top, and I was missing it left.
Missing it left because
Probably
of where it is
similar
in your arc.
putts, but because the face is making contact with the ball slightly later, it's preventing me from hitting it left.
Yep, well said. Good stroke. Yeah, good stroke. Just the arc going a little bit too much now, which, but that again, you've gone from 240 to 8 to 204 to 16 for the face twist. But face change is really good. So it's a consistent putter for you. Good, it's a good putt. One more. Good stroke.
Just missing everything
twist.
left.
It's just, it looks like your misses left when your face twisters up.
Yeah.
And your arcs. Okay. Okay, Johnny, so that the last putter there, the Axis one,
Yeah.
I don't think we could really constitute it as a zero torque putter. I think it was just, there are too many variables. And I think it almost works better with an arc rather than without an arc.
Yeah,
you
and
twist the face of it too much.
It's the difference in stats, as you kind of pointed out. If you compare that to the DF3, it's just kind of almost chalk and cheese, night and day.
Night and day. I think this putter is, look, we're going to see more brands in 2025. More brands try and copy this.
Yeah.
Try and hopefully not copy the markings that I've done for it. I've left the head cover off in cardboard. But this putter is extremely special. The Oz one, I think, will be too. Brands are doing okay in copying it. The Bettinardi is very good. The Odyssey is very good for the price. It's not there yet. We can see that straight off.
It's not. No, I would agree. I don't think it is quite there yet.
No.
But I mean, this is, in fairness, this is what L.A.B and before L.A.B Directed Force have been solely focused on for a long time.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they are ahead of the curve somewhat in terms of development.
Yeah.
It will probably take the rest of the putter brands to catch up, I think it's fair to say.
I agree,
And in terms of kind of first steps, they've done a pretty good job. I've been impressed yet. All of those, probably most so, despite not holing putts, the stats we've seen from Bettinardi, considering that is also a blade rather than a mallet. It'd be interesting to see how the mallet performed in comparison. But L.A.B, for me, still takes #1 spot, and I'm sure you'll agree. You've been gaming that for quite some time now.
Yes.
But there is, as we've seen in terms of results, in terms of stats, data, it still takes the top spot for us.
Yeah, and it must be said, just before we do a little bit of fun testing with the final putter, all these putters are very good.
Yeah.
We're not shitting on any brands. Please, if you're a brand watching this, they are all exceptional putters. But for, I think, what they're marketing towards, L.A.B has the best results data-wise. Of course, visually, you have to make the putts as well, which is why Bettinardi could be argued the data's nearly as good.
Slightly misleading,
You've got to make the putts as well.
You've got to make the putts, absolutely.
Yeah, which I found that with L.A.B, it's actually improved my game a lot. I think you can probably say that.
At the end of the day, if you're not holding putts, what's the point?
Exactly. It's very difficult to push and pull putts with the L.A.B. I think you could argue with all the putters there, it's very difficult to push and pull apart, but it's got to be on the right line, it's got to be the right line angle. So what we're going to do to finish off this really fun video is we've got a brand new Bettinardi putter, correct?
You do indeed. Queen B.
Yeah, but it's just a standard putter, nothing to do with the old
number 6, kind of a double wide.
Don't know what torque it's got, but it's just a normal bog standard putter. So we're going to see a difference in this overall face target, face twist and whatnot, because look, the one thing that we'll say is zero torque putters might not be for everyone. People might still like a blade. They might like something which is more traditional.
They might not, and also they're marketed as being more stable, more consistent. Does that hold up on Capto? Does that hold up when stacked up against the data? That's what I'm intrigued to see.
Absolutely. Give it a go. Gorgeous putter.
Lovely, yeah.
Gorgeous putter. Ugh. Straight away. Grip. And as you should be, you've got more of an arc to it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 1.8 of an arc. You've got more of an arc.
Metronomic so far. I'm intrigued. I'm fascinated to see what the data tells me, because in terms of the eye test, I'm all in on the Queen Bee so far.
Shake it just like that. How funny.
Well, one thing I am realizing quite quickly is that low torque is potentially not best suited to everyone.
No, not at all. Not at all. Like, if you've got a big arc, if you like opening the face up, when we were at a brand on Friday, I saw your putting stroke. I saw that you opened up the face a lot. That probably wouldn't work for a zero torque player, right? Who wants to square back, square through. And we're seeing with the visual results here.
Smashed it.
And that's that. Okay, that's interesting. That's the one that you could see. You were consistent up to that point. One more. So your face twist has kind of changed at the end there, but your face change is pretty bang on. You've got more of an arc with this one, understandable, right? With the hosel actually being towards the neck, you're in the yellow that time. 1.8, 2, 2.3. It's consistent.
Yeah.
Your face twist wasn't, went from minus 84 all the way up to 51, and that's minus to plus. So minus 84 to plus 51. So a little bit of face twisting, which we probably don't like. Again, very different to the lab numbers, but phase change really consistent. So what I can see there, and I mean, I probably can see there in comparison to some of these putters there, is some of those I don't think are that zero torque. They're similar numbers to this, right?
Yeah.
They're chopping and changing.
I mean, didn't Odyssey themselves say there is no such thing as zero torque?
Yet they're marketing their putter as zero torque. Someone's getting fired. But what we said already in this video is putters like that, Scotty Cameron putters, blade putters, they're not going to die.
Yeah.
This is just a separate market that's being introduced to this wonderful cake of putters.
That is very worth.
And you made what, 3 out of 5 there?
Yeah.
And we were really just glazing the Bettinardi, and you made like 0. So if someone's got a massive arc, I
keep just absolutely smashing them now.
smashing it, yeah, could be the face. But zero torque putters are great, but what I will say is that they're not going to be for everyone, but they're going to be for a lot of people, can help a lot of people's games. Guys, let us know down in the comments what you thought about the data behind this video at Capto at the incredible Custom Golf Works. It's a lot of fun to test it out, put data behind this, these marvel of putters that are being introduced in 2024 and 2025. We can probably say via data, via this overall testing, that L.A.B is still the guy, the putter to beat going into 2025 for zero torque.
Yeah, I would say so.
I know some of the brands are introducing some zero torque putters. I cannot say which ones. I will literally get my head chopped off. But there's going to be a lot more being introduced, a lot more information available.
Even a new L.A.B putter coming out soon.
Even a brand new L.A.B putter, the Oz one. Can't wait to get our hands on that. I'll put the link in the description for Custom Golf Works down in the comment, because this is a really incredible venue to test out all this stuff. I'll be using the L.A.B for a while, I believe, maybe the Oz one. What are you going to put in the bag, Johnny?
I am going to put in, I've got both of the Bettinardis in my possession, so I'm going to do some additional testing.
Yep.
And see which one, I'll get on some greens, get on maybe some more varied turf conditions, and see which one performs. But at the moment, I'm edging towards the Queen Bee 6.
How funny.
Yeah.
Zero torque putter testing, and Johnny's going to put it in, not that. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Myself and Johnny, we will catch you at the next video.